Yes.
Hello, welcome to this video cast. It's a bit random.
Mirrors society in general, and that's
I'm
where
gonna
we
have a
are as a
rant. I've
society.
had enough.
It is racist, it is sexist, it is elitist, it is classist, and probably has always been that case. And we've got to be better.
Right, NASA, shut up. I've had enough. Every fucking time there's something big on, do these fucking reports magically land like some poltergeist, let's put it there, on the table, so to speak. And on our English cricket, that it's racist. Well, I come across an interview with Jeffrey Boycott with Nigel Farage. No matter what you think about these people, they have a right to the view, right? We're talking cricket. Politics, I agree with Nigel Farage trying to get us out of Europe. I don't agree with some things, I think. But that's irrelevant. The report from whatever fucking titling themselves, IP fucking C and fucking B, it don't matter. It's funny that it's no coincidence that it's happened at an Ashes test at Lords, which is Canada, the biggest match in cricket, if you want to look at that, saying that English cricket is inherently racist. Though, like David Icke says, the people who are obsessed with race are racist. All they think about must be a lonely place. Right. We've had Muslims play for England. We've had black people that aren't Muslims. We've had, I don't know, South Africans. We've Australians play for us. One time there were us. I think, as well, look at the demographic. It's an inherently white country because that's just the lie of the land. Now, I ain't got a problem with immigration. I've got a problem with the stupid levels like people getting attacked. Like in Nottingham and places and that in France. Which is absolutely disgusting. But now they're coming out and they're trying to present they don't have a clue, so they just make it up. After the sound, I can't listen to what they're talking. Just play the game. I've had enough for it. It's inherently sexist. Hang on a minute, we just had a women's test, man. I ain't got a problem with women's sport. I've got a problem with our sports promoted and there's overhyping. Same with men's, everything's just overhyped. At one time it were like parallel, then it went in separate ways, and it's... I ain't got a problem with it. I think you should have men and women's sport. I mean, people do what they want, can't they? The problem is when you want to start in professional sport, putting girls in to face men who bowl 90, 100 mile an hour. Not so much these days, but it does happen. In mixed singles and Wimbledon, it won't work. Even women, it's like in snooker, even Stephen Lynch's women shows on tour because I get they want to play with the men and people say it's going to be a women's world champion. Well, due to this scientific testosterone and things like that in the body and the chemical, on average, men are stronger than women on average, and they're slightly better at sport because of the testosterone. That's not me just saying to be sexist. I'm being scientific. I'm literally being scientific. But women are very welcome to play, and I do think in all sports there should be a men and women's. I think that's just common sense. The one who's got it right over the years is obviously tennis. Cricket do pretty well these days, despite the report. I think football do pretty well with it. Snooker, golf. Now, this report saying it's elite, there is some level of elitism, but not in the way they say it. But they said cricket's not a game for, say, but these communities in 05 when it were on normal telly, put it on and watched it and enjoyed it. You can't force people to play, which is what seems to be happening. You're a woman, you must play test cricket. You're a man, you must be on the scrap heap. You're a white man, off with his head. You're a black man, put him in that. Because that's what's happening, putting things in boxes. That's racism. What we are, and I'm sick to death of trying to get it through to people, but my God, my bloody God. We are consciousness. We are infinite awareness. All it is, ever was, and ever can be. Infinite consciousness and experience. We're not the body. We're not as race. We're not as religion. We're not as pigmentation of a skin. That is a vehicle for consciousness. And that is the only way we, on both sides, the woke are going to have to get it and stop putting crap in front of people. And the people like NASA and other people involved in the world in general are just going to have to accept that that's the only way. That is the only way I can see. But it's up to people whether they want to do it. But we've got to get there, though. The reality. But it's all about talking again, as in Rafiq. Now, they put that report in front of the boycott, like I was saying, he's going, load of rubbish. I played for Yorkshire, England for 25 years and I never come across it. I played with Indians, I played with Pakistan, I played with the Australians, West Indies. He says, some of my greatest friends, I don't see them as black, I just see them as great people. And that's, and Fraud actually agree with him. I don't like a lot of the GB news stuff, but that little bit were good. But it's like hearing no further. But all this, it's like David Icke says, they're going to use, Dr. Richard Dade, they're going to use race to upset basically the apple cart for the New World Order, set things are racist when they're not, set things are set this when they're not, get in people's heads, get people to behave a certain way, act a certain way, do things that they want them to do. And it's all for his enslavement. That's what it's about, ultimately. And taking away, they don't want us to know the way for the consciousness. Imagine that. If we knew its true power, we wouldn't acquiesce with these stupid reports. Even the war could go, no. Well, they won't go over that stage, but you know what I mean? Dismiss. They put it in front of Ben Stokes yesterday, and he weren't impressed. He's like, I've not read the report. And he goes, yeah, I'm not commenting. And the guy says, I'm not commenting, I don't want to talk about it. And I think good on Ben for doing that. A lot of people won't like it. But he's England captain trying to win an Ashes test. It's not his responsibility. I'm sorry, but it's not. You can't put all the responsibility on the England cricket captain. When we're going to learn? And just before we want to win, I don't think the elite do. They want us to get smashed 5-0. So Ben Stokes' approach to work. They'll get, I know what the fucking plan is. That's, but the elite level of any sport, unfortunately, these days has been hijacked by this global cult, this demonic consciousness. It's hijacked everything, that's why it's all distorted. Sports should be people in communities. Cricket, we're essentially, again, this class system. To me, if you work, we're all, I don't have a class system. We are consciousness and experience. Each suited more, less than, you do get work class areas, it's a bit odd, but back in the day, it were more villages and towns and that, little towns. Occasionally, lots of Lords, London. But it were all football for working class. Which, to me, I understand why people like football, but I think cricket's a way better sport to watch. But I don't go into all this elite, it should be, we're going to be the sport, we're going to make. It's like, that's imposing your will. Do I wish deep down cricket was the most popular sport in the country in the world? Yeah, but in an organic setting, not this woke setting. And look, not everybody's. Some people still think it's boring. People have this image in this country is the 1950s, 60s, and it's a blockathon, a medium pace, or they still get them obviously, and block, protect my wicket, protect my averages. Well, now they go out and play too much. But yeah, going back to what Ben said, well, didn't they? We're impressed. They shoved that report in front of him. He's not read it. Neither's Pat Cummins. They've got bigger fish to fry. I just think, what are we supposed to do? Well, no one, I'm making a video, but it's a lot of bollocks. I mean, they're saying that all this David Allen's by institutions. There are other people that will be racist in cricket in other, yeah, but racist against white people, definitely. Oh, it's just a bit of sex, yeah, but you're gonna get that. You have to just think, well, I'm in for a conscience if you had that sexist racist idiot over there. They're the type of people that send these reports. And I think things have improved, but you can't force it. I mean, don't forget boycott played in the 20th century, 60s and 80s. 25-year career, so it's quite a long career. Opening bat for Yorkshire, England, and he's saying, honestly, not just I've never come across it, maybe I'm looking. I mean, that is in my feet. Cost David Lloyd Bumble his job saying he was a racer. Again, I think all this thing is a bit of banter, and I think somebody's got in his head and says, you know, that band, I could be wrong, this is my currently, well, Austria still is, saying, I really looked at it, forgot about it, it's funny. Not in a bad way, stuff from mine. Saying, you know that banter, it's racist. I want you to go and tell them, make a big fuss, cry, call everybody out. Particularly white men, call them out. Something along those lines, maybe not that direct, but he called Michael Vaughan racist. He should stand it out, which boycotts just laughed. I mean, the thing about David Lloyd, Bumble being racist, Michael Holding, black fastball who played for West Indies back in the day, worked on Sky Sports, says, right, Bumble's gone, and I think both of McGowan 4 years ago pushed. They went and he's just lost interest, so he wouldn't have worked with him. I think got pulled into the, I think that's something about it, George Floyd. But the point is that he wouldn't have worked with him if he were racist. So. And the thing about Michael Vaughan, what's he ever said racist? I don't know. David Lloyd were old, so easy to expect. Michael was only young. Not in cricket terms, but in life. Michael was actually alright. His great dad drives to see him. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't rate yourself as a captain. I thought he was a fantastic captain as everybody else. Very humble about it. No, I'm not buying it. That as everything is working. It's a bit narcissist, I'm not saying it's narcissist, but it fits the bill of that's how you become one. Thinking you're that. Yes, that's everything. You're in for the conscience, but you're not that important. You don't run cricket. Stop trying to run cricket. My guess is you balls your own career up and you want to blame everybody else. They're on their system, that's why I didn't. Well, from what I've heard, it's pathetic. I don't think Andrew Gale was the Yorkshire players. Yorkshire to build itself off players like Darren Gough took on the challenge of taking over running Yorkshire cricket. I don't envy him. I didn't think Gough would be in for that sort of thing, but till later, I was like, yeah, gas racing. That Callum David Eichel racer say, oh, consciousness. Just like David Eichel says, he doesn't see colour. It just, what it means, it just sees everything's consciousness, and, yeah, I get that. But it don't matter what colour your friends are, it's what they're like as an individual. You can't just play people in it. So, are we at that level that then you've got a white player, you've got a black player, I don't care if you're with the Ashes, I don't care if he's a fantastic white player, that black player shit, you've got to pick him because he's black, or vice versa. You know, it's just wrong. You pick people who's best for the job. If they happen to be all white English within the England team, you know, I mean, the demographic change, but they started, again, go back to Dr. Richard Day, create a jungle atmosphere, they want to, create immigration to set what was there before. Because I ain't got a problem with it. I still think countries should keep their identity. I don't think there should be loads and loads and loads like there is. And a lot of people agree. I'm not saying we should go and live places with the ability. But the rates happening on Tandyland, no. And bad things happening like we said, so. Yeah, it's a bit ranty this morning, but I've had enough. We've got to get there. As a human race, as a society, we've got to stop acquiescing, stop cooperating, realise all this stuff that's happening is for his own enslavement, and realise that we're all one consciousness and different experiences. Right, as in Rafik, and all this stuff, all this nonsense going on with cricket and sport, all this diversity bollocks that's going on. Remember this. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. We are infinite awareness. We are state of being aware. All that ever is, all that ever was, all that can be. We're all one consciousness and different experiences. One more time. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. We are infinite awareness. We are state of being aware. All that ever is, all that ever was, all that can be. We're all one consciousness and different experiences. Like Ron Steele, the advert says, he does exactly what it says on the tin. But, yeah, we have to get there. So, yeah, it's a bit, I'm just fed up because it's infiltrated sport where people try and relax. Oh, we're going to have it there. We're going to have it there. This is my response to the demonic consciousness. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Right? People have had enough. You're shoving this crap in front of people's faces, and people are rejecting it. The England captain rejected it. Not in so many words, but he looked at that and went, what a load of bollocks. And you could see it all over his face. Didn't say it. I would have. It cost years. I couldn't give a shit. Speaking out about enslavement, about what's really happening, is more important than being England cricket captain right now to me. Alright? Sorry. Oh dear. I've had enough. Just. Nah. I seem Rafik. Who do you think you are? Yeah, you're infinite consciousness. You don't run cricket. Stop getting people to run around. Stop sending reports through. Don't you want us to win the Ashes? That's what it is. You bitter cricketer. Fucked it up as a man. I'm sorry, guys. But all the time. And people are coming out and saying, never did that, never said that. Boycott. What's all the bollocks? Azim Rafiq, you've been found out basically, more or less, of just narcissism. Oh, for God's sake, man. Stop getting people to run around for you. Whoever's handling, just stop it. We want to watch the game. You make it, you can't. What is it you want? It's like, sit down with this global elite, like Richard Willett says. Well, we know Charles Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, and what do you want? Same as what do you want? Besides all these reports to him, they're actually upsetting people a little bit. People aren't seeing what he's saying. Because people don't understand racism. A lot of people do. They do. People just don't want bollocks. Bollocks beats bollocks. I don't think people are sitting down in sports dressing rooms. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I think 99.9% of the time people are sitting down being racist to one another. I don't see it. I mean, take Pakistan. Is that a narcissistic country or what? All the countries in all the world, you can shorten the name. But you shorten Pakistani to understate Paki, like in a Paki shop, you're racist. Hang on a minute. You have to say Paki before you say Stani. Phonetics. A word isn't racist on its own. It can be term endearment. It's the intent behind it. Right? What they claim is it's religion. That is faith. Nothing to do with race. But I think people are starting to realise that. You know, it's like we said Brit, we say Yank, we say Aussie. You know? We say Scot. You know what I mean? Windies. Our Blue Van Man once said, I don't know what the situation, but they'll connect. Can we get a grip of the situation here? Can we as human race get a grip? I know I've had a rant, obviously some controversial stuff. But, you know. We have a corner shop here run by the Pakistanis or Indians. They're lovely. They're very attentive. If you ask them to help you, if you can't read something, they'll get you. Most of this taxi firm in Sheffield is run by Pakistanis. But you get in the taxi, you go from A to B, and you get on with your life. Don't think it's great, like I said, everything's been took over. But it is what it is. But I don't know, people don't go around just being racist. And this report, I would like to sit down with Razim Rafiq and say, and these people's done this report in cricket and say, where have you got this information from? And then proceed, well, what is it you want? Because we're just going around in circles. It's funny that Lord's Ashes test and this has happened. I mean, where's the most publicity going to be with cricket? And that's just test at Lord's. That is top publicity with cricket. Timings of things very interesting. I'm not against religion per se, though I'm not religious. I think they're all a trap. But each to their own. Now, what I've started to realise is, we don't mean race, we mean culture. Which is nothing to do with race. The culture is vastly different, obviously, to here. And they've come in our part of the world, and they've, you know, a lot of it has been taken over. But it is what it is. I'm not entirely happy about it, but because there's too much immigration. But the culture is vastly different. Now I just wonder whether Ezra Rafiq will fit into a certain culture, and he's screaming racist as we said that's racist. He's gone racist. Probably a cultural thing, but you can't just force it. You can't just, and we can't just solve the world overnight. Things take time. You can't just go, we want this, I'd love that, but things take time. They're waiting and it's getting there, but it's taking time. But most things just don't happen just boom overnight. Man, I don't want it this way. I want that situation that way. I don't want it to happen now. We're adults. We're not 2-year-olds. We need to start acting like adults and stop this narcissistic temper tantrum just because things aren't the way I want it. Well, welcome to the club. You don't see me go around and you people being racist to me, not like the way. No. I point out what's going on. I look into stuff. I research stuff. As I say, not as much as Dave. I haven't really got the concentration, but I do look into stuff. And I try and talk about it with people. And I've got a support worker at the minute helping with stuff. And he's alright, but he's going emotionally, he's just useless. And I've come to the conclusion that I need quite a lot of emotional support right now. But I don't want to into that because that's just losing track of what this video's about. But yeah, I'm showing loads now. It's not my favourite ground. My favourite ground is test ground. It's probably Edgbaston. Let's play that. But I do like loads. Home of cricket. That's of a home. But again, with consciousness, a lot of people do it, and I did it where you're not grounded. But you've got to realise that you're in this world to stay grounded, and you're not of this world, but you're in it for now. But it's up to your perception. And that's something I'm learning as I'm getting older. But we need to get there. Right, I'm going to wrap this up and upload it. This will be live for a few. No doubt people just, but me, and just told to take our context, what I say. Everything I've said, I would like to think I've done it in decent context. Talked about some controversial topics, but ho, Rachel Flint, no, she woman's great, but yeah. But as well, more men are interested, I suppose, in women, because a lot of them are tomboys. A lot of these women are in great team with football, but lesbians, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's to do with testosterone and chemistry. Not all of them. Does it matter? But most, on average, it's like transport, like their outlikes and things, and hours of buses and trams. On average, all of that, it's more of a male mind. Do women do it? And just, yeah. But on average, it's a male mind. Like playing with Barbie dolls, on average, is a woman's mind. Or doing makeup, or, you know, doing things, some things aren't, some things. But you've got to have that duality. It's like the most gender neutral, the most, I'm using their terms now. Spiritually, but again, more women seem more open to it, but that's for anybody. I don't know what way, it just is. But some things is just a certain way, and we have to accept it. Some things we need to try and change. Some things we need to leave alone. And some things we need to just stop being babies. But and people come out saying, "What? I never did that. I never said that. I never meant that way." He's actually liable. But this work are given the free reign. But in a way, I think he's being liable because it's actually cost people his jobs, but no investigation, really. Nothing. It's just, oh yeah, what's that, David Lloyd? There's a massive void of controversy now. I know he's been doing a charity thing, but yeah. It is what it is. I'm having a rant this morning. But yeah, this video's controversial. I don't really care. I've had enough of it all. I've had enough of fed up all the fucking bullshit and the fucking drama. Fed up of trying to watch a sporting contest and some fucking shitting fucking constant stupid report written by a cunt lands on your fucking table and you can't say. I felt for Ben Stokes yesterday. I really felt for him. I would manage to, it's just spoiling it. He wants to have fun. I don't want him having fun. Leave Ben Stokes alone. Let him get on with his job. And that's even a freak. I think he's just balled his life up, ain't you? I think he's just spend more. You've got to be tough as well. You know, a sport environment's not for babies. It's an elite top sport environment, and it's brutal. I'm sorry, but if you're not fit, you can't do good crime. Accept me, because that's all it screams to be, babyish. People have to have 2-year-olds. But a lot of people don't get accepted because they're not mentally strong enough. As if you've got to be like, no matter what they call it, say, yeah, I'm infinite conscious, and I'm going to earn this place in this cricket team, football team. This is an individual sport, it's different, but yeah. I am going now. I'm really on one. Alright, take care, bye.